everyone, my name is Tiffany and I'm from the United States, and for the next 90 days I'm going to be traveling all across Europe. My first stop on my 90-day European trip was to a small island called Madeira. It's known for having beautiful black sand and pebble beaches. The architecture is also well known for having ceramic tiles on the interior and exterior of the houses, and it's also known for its beautiful views of the mountains, valleys, and the seaside. It was a perfect place to begin my 90 days of travel. I spent my first full day in Madeira in Funchal, which is the capital of the island. Funchal has a gorgeous walking area with views of the ocean, the mountains, and the port. At the end of the walking area, you'll find an entrance to a cable car that can take you all the way up to the top of the city. You get panoramic views of the entire city on the way up and on the way down. At the top, there's entrance into this beautiful garden that you can go walk around and explore. One of my favorite places in Madeira was the natural swimming pools. These pools give you a view of the ocean while also having saltwater areas where you can swim that are man-made. I spent a lot of time there watching the little crabs crawl on the rocks. It was a little too chilly for me to swim, but there were others already in the water swimming, so if you come in the springtime, it may be warm enough for you to swim, just depending on your cold tolerance. Another must-see place in Madeira are the Santana houses. So these are little houses that are shaped like triangles. This is something that you'll see on postcards in Madeira. I would definitely recommend going to check them out. There's only about 4 or 5 of them in the little town, which I was expecting there to be more, but at least in the area where I went, there were just demo houses of what they used to look like. I will say though, if you go to this area and you see the little houses, there's a goat that lives next door in one of the locals' houses that you can see from that little walking area, and he seemed pretty friendly. So if you're an animal lover like me and you want to see a goat while you're there, go ahead and say hi. Another beautiful city to visit while you're in Madeira is Machico. This area had one of the prettiest beaches that I saw while I was in Madeira. There was a rocky beach where it was a little bit less populated, less people walking around, and then they also have a sandy beach that was protected by the bay. It also has a very broad walking area where you can walk from one side all the way down to the other side, and at the very end near the ports, there's actually a staircase that goes down into the water, and then you can sit at the edge of the water where the rocks are on that little staircase, and it's a pretty secluded area. I only saw one person there whenever I was visiting, so that's a really nice spot. One of the places that I really liked in Madeira was the lighthouse that I visited. I thought the lighthouse itself was pretty cool, but in addition to the lighthouse, there is a cliff that you can walk down on, and you get a really good view of the water and the edge of the rocks as well. And it's a cool place to get a photo taken or take a quick video, so I would recommend checking that out. I found my favorite spot on the entire island, so this is up at the very tip-top corner. I don't remember the exact name, but I'll add it in the description. But it's beautiful. You have the mountains, you have water, and you have palm trees. What more could you ask for? It is like paradise out here. Just look how beautiful it is. I would recommend that if you come to Madeira, you definitely check this place out. It's great for sightseeing, for watching sunset, for drones. Highly recommend this place. Another really popular area in Madeira is Pico de Aro. A lot of people named Pico de Aro as one of their favorite places in Madeira, and while I agree that it's beautiful to see a 360 view of the mountains, one thing that I did notice was that most of the people there were tourists and not very many locals, but That said, if you're someone who likes to go hiking or go for walks, that is a beautiful place to go do it. But I would say it wasn't really one of my favorites. I tried a lot of different things while I was in Madeira. One of them being pasta del nate. I know that I'm butchering that one for sure, but it's a little pastry that is famous in Portugal. In America, you know how you can have those little single serve like pies? It's almost like that, except instead of pie filling, it's a cream custard filling, and instead of pie crust, it's a croissant. So if you can kind of imagine that, that's what it is. But it's really tasty, and I would highly recommend you trying it if you go to Portugal or Madeira. Portugal is known for having some of the world's best seafood, but unfortunately, I did not try it just because I knew that it's not my favorite and I didn't want to spend money on food that I wasn't going to eat. I feel like that's pretty wasteful. So instead, I went with the chicken piri piri, which is a classic Portuguese chicken dish with a side of French fries and a simple salad with lettuce and tomato. I also ate so much ice cream every place I went. The ice cream is more of like a gelato than like a normal ice cream that you would have in the States. And I'm not sure if that's just in Madeira or if it's across all of Portugal or even all of Europe. It was just a different texture than what I'm used to whenever I think of ice cream. And they also don't have refrigerated milk inside of their grocery stores. So I went to one of the most popular supermarkets inside of Portugal. It's called the Continente, and they don't have any refrigerated milk that I could find. I don't know if it's because of importing it to the island or if it's specific to Portugal or if that's the case for most European countries. Whenever you found cow's milk, it was usually in a carton and it was usually like on a shelf. So if you want coffee creamer, you are not going to find any. Even in the Continente, which is the biggest supermarket that I know of here in Portugal, I haven't found a single flavor or anything similar. You can get instant coffee with creamer already mixed in, but as far as coffee creamer for like a drip coffee, you can't find it. If you're from Portugal or Madeira or anywhere near there and you know where to find coffee creamer, please tell me. Please put it in the comments. Instead of using coffee creamer, chocolate milk has been the way to go. So you just add some chocolate milk in there, stir it in with the coffee, and it's close enough. So those are some of the things that I did while I was in Madeira. I will see you guys back next time for the next stop on my trip. Bye!